Hello, can you hear me just fine? All right, can you guys hear just fine? Yeah, okay. Yeah, Blue Flock. I'm playing Stellar Blade right now. I'm fairly certain I'm probably in the last 70-80% of the game, so I think maybe a day or two I'll have it beat. Um, I'll probably work on my review next Monday for sure. But yeah. All right. I don't know. I do want to apologize before I start. I'm just to let you know I am feeling a lot better. I'm 100% healthy, so we're good there. Some of you might have seen the earlier stream today. That was just a test stream from the PlayStation 4 Pro because we were having issues with the PlayStation 5, and I just kind of wanted to test its quality, just to see how what it can handle. So the mystery stream today will be from that because it seemed to be considerably better than the PlayStation 5, which is a little bit funny. So, and I already have a game picked out that was already pre-installed, so I think a lot of people are gonna like it. The last 3 or 4 bosses are painful. Thanks for the heads up. I think I can handle it. And I do want to apologize for the lack of content. I literally have been like in a major just content creator block, just trying to come up with ideas. That's literally all it's been. Like just like outside of being sick, just trying to come up with ideas. And I feel bad that like we're like I think we're like 8 days into May and I haven't uploaded anything. So I do feel bad. I really am trying my hardest to come up with something to upload, but I've just had no really good ideas, or I've just not had a lot of time to talk about any controversial topics that have come up recently. That's literally it. So really, okay, Vamp, what do you have? And I'm trying to get, and I'm trying. These have to be like really good ideas or something that's really spicy to talk about. I don't want to just upload any random video because I'm really trying to improve the quality of my videos instead of just throwing out a bunch of random videos that hardly anyone's going to see or notice. Because again, I think improving the quality of the topic will allow the YouTube algorithm to pick it up more. If I just keep throwing out random videos, then no one's going to see them. So that's the trick I'm trying to figure out. You could try top 5 favorite classes. Yeah, but which Battlefront are we talking about here? Like, because I only use like one type of class really. Like, it depends. It depends on the mission, and I only play as a standard trooper. I hardly ever test out the other ones. Like, I don't do sniper. I don't do engineer. Whenever I'm doing space battles, like say Battlefront 2, like I use the pilot to get a landing craft to the opposing, and then I switch to Marines and I just start killing enemies or start damaging the ship. Like that's there's really not much to pick from. Okay, well, Blue Flock. Well, I mean, I hope you have fun with it. I mean, I'm not gonna go see it, so I hope you guys have fun with it. Top 10 favorite Capcom games, even though you know 4 will be number. I mean, I'll put that idea, but it's not gonna be like I'm telling you that is not gonna be a very interesting video because it's literally going to be just Devil May Cry and Resident Evil. That I mean, I'll put it down, but like that is literally like there won't be any Street Fighter. Like I don't know what else Capcom does. No Mega Man. Like it'll be like that's literally what it'll be. It'll be Resident Evil and Devil May Cry. Probably you'll get maybe 3, maybe 4 Devil May Cry games. They'll be ranked pretty high. And then the rest will be Resident Evil, but it'll be like Resident Evils that came after 4. So you like 4 would be on there, 5 would be on there, 6 would be on there, maybe a Revelations game would be on there, but like even the remakes won't be on there. But heck, I'll put the idea down. It's something. How's it going? Me, Boom. I'm okay. How are you doing? The OG games, yeah, no, the OG games would not even be on that list. Have I heard of a new band called Sleep Theory? They have Linkin Park vibes. Which Linkin Park are we talking about? Are we talking like Hybrid Theory, Meteora vibes? Are we talking Minutes to Midnight? Are we talking about like One More Light Linkin Park? Because Linkin Park was not good by the end. You played any shooters like Binary Domain? I've never heard of that game, Zach. And did I hear Death Battle may not be dead yet? I don't know anything about Death Battle. I literally have not watched a Death Battle matchup in like 2 years. I don't know what they're doing. I don't watch them anymore since I was proven right with like one of my videos, and like once that happened, I was like, I don't need to watch Death Battle ever again. So I don't know what they've done. I like if it's still going, that's fine. If it's dead, I don't really care. I don't watch Death Battle anymore. It just kind of seems like the versus community is pretty much almost gone by now, which is why like I haven't missed doing doing any like versus matchups myself. Give you advice. Remember the patterns for unlocking your special attacks. L1 and dodge O helps press L1X upgrade. This attack is very powerful. If you're talking about Stellar Blade, trust me, I think I'm pretty good at it. I think I've put like 20 plus hours into that game, and I'm about to beat it for the first time. So, I think I know how to use Eve pretty well by now. It's still challenging, but I think I'm good. But thanks for the advice. I'm interested in see you do more discussion. Yeah, dude, I want discussion videos. Like, really, like, hell, I would love to do discussion videos with other channels. Like, those are the fun ideas. Like, I actually had a lot of fun doing that last Resident Evil video. I had a lot of fun doing that. That was, like, I mean, not just because it got really, really popular. It was, like, probably the most watched video I'd done in, like, maybe 2 years. But like it was something different. It was something modern. It was something I felt like I could have a real discussion with other people. And I missed that part of the channel. I missed being able to have just real discussions on real gaming topics. That's the kind of content I wish I could go back to. I just need the right topic to do it with. And heck, I would be more than happy to collaborate with any other YouTube channel. I've been trying to collaborate with YouTube channels for like the past 5 years, but like no one wants to. Like that's the challenge. Hybrid Theory. Favorite Disturbed album? I would say I'm a fan of Disturbed, but I don't think I'm a big enough to be able to know what albums came at what time. So I'm not sure I could pick that out. And as for Winter Ghost, because I missed your question, how's my day? My day's going all right. Just sleeping a lot and cleaning and just trying to come up with just videos to film. Make a discussion video about unnecessary remakes. I think I've done something like that. Like, it's like why? I mean, I'll double check, but that does feel like something that I mean, I feel like I would have done something like that. Okay, okay, I guess I could do a video like that. It's like, I was like, I mean, I would just say that By the way, born is spelled like bomb without the letter B, but boom. I'm not sure. Oh, it's spelled with bomb, so me bomb without the B. Okay, I apologize. This game should need to be a sequel. What are you talking about? What game are you talking about? You talking about Stellar Blade? You're saying it needs to be a sequel? Well, I already know. I already saw like the primary ending. Like it was taking me a little too long because I think the story is it's dragging a bit. So I pretty much looked ahead to see like what was the ending or what was the major twist or what was the deal with Adam because he seemed like he was such a dead like character. So it's like you guys are like I was playing him, I was like, okay, Adam seems so boring. So it seems like you're setting him up for some kind of major twist or something. So I already know how the game ends. I haven't beaten it, but I know how it ends. Like, okay, well, so that's what Natibas are. Oh, that's what Mother Sphere is. I was like, okay. I could easily do like I already know what I would give ratings wise, what I would give Stellar Blade right now, but I just need time to work on the script. So, who do I think is a better lightsaber duelist between Yoda and Mace Windu? Here's the thing. I think I don't think you can come up with a definitive answer because I think Yoda and Mace have different approaches to combat. Like Yoda, technically you would say he is a master sword wielder, but I would put it like this: Yoda's more of a teacher, but I would say Mace is more equipped to take on Sith. If you were to put them head to head, who's really more powerful? I would say Yoda. Um, I think I might give Yoda the slight edge, maybe. Brian, could you try watching Champions League? It's fun. It's soccer. I'm not into soccer. He wants to help E for killing the Nativas. I already know what the twist is. I mean, you don't have to say it here for people who don't know, but like, I just felt like the story was taking. It was like this. I just felt like the story's good. It's just not great, and it takes too long. The pacing of the story I just don't think is all that great. Like I don't think it has a strong enough cast of characters. I felt there were very very few side missions that were memorable, and there's a lot of them, but like the only one that stood out to me was the one involving, maybe you know this, there's like a robotic singer in a bar and like her friend is trying to rebuild her, like stories like that. I wish there was like 4 or 5 of those memorable side stories. Like the game needed more of those, but like the fact that because you had to go back to it like 2 or 3 times. Any idea why that? Damn, like it's like a slight cough. It's not a bad cough. It just like hangs around. Any idea why the people that created Batman Arkham are creating yet another one? Oh yeah, I saw that. They're making a stupid Arkham game, but it's for like VR, but you can only play it on like the Quest 3. And I was just like, why are they making another Arkham game? Like, aren't we done? And why make it on VR? Like, no one's gonna buy a VR headset, especially the new expensive ones, to play a Batman game that probably isn't gonna be very good. So I don't know what they're doing. So what do you think of the reveal that the BSAA makes bows at the end of Resident Evil Village? I totally forgot about that, but I mean, I guess every organization goes corrupt at some point. What is a movie that felt like a waste of time? Oh God, there's so many. What was a movie that was a waste of time? God, there's so many. How about Toy Story 4? Oh, that was a waste of time. That's a good one. Which one of my top 10 games do I think is the next one to get a remake announcement? Oh, jeez. Let me pull the list up. Some of them. I'll be honest. As I actually look at my list, because there's only 15 games on there, I might be okay. They're already doing 3, which I probably won't play. Hopefully they stay away from 10. They probably won't touch 4 anytime soon because they can't even figure out how to get that off the PlayStation 3 yet. Dead Space 2, pretty sure that got canceled, which is good. Don't think they'll be remaking Persona 5 Royal or Kingdom Hearts 2. There's no hint that they would even attempt to try to remake any Kingdom Hearts game. God of War Ragnarok, that's too new. They're not going to try remaking that. God of War 3, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Uncharted, Devil May Cry 5 and 3, Batman Arkham Asylum, and Super Mario 64. Yeah, I don't like. I think the list is pretty safe right now. Yeah, I would feel pretty comfortable. I would just be scared for 10. I don't think they'll do 10. I think 10's safe. I think 7's popularity was the reason they picked that one to remake, and they knew that they could squeeze out multiple games because they want to squeeze out money. Don't think they could do that with 10. I think with how 16's and apparently the recent 7 game, apparently it didn't do too well. Apparently it lost a lot of money. Like, apparently it's not performing as well as they'd hope. So I think that's a good inkling that they may not do any more remakes for other games unless they do older ones. So yeah. The actress behind Wonder Woman left the role. It's fine for me. I hate Wonder Woman, so I don't care. Have I played 11 and 14 yet? No, I've never played. Not into MMOs. So, Brian, would someone like Vader have trouble keeping up with Palpatine if they were fighting together against some enemies? What? Would Vader have trouble keeping up with Palpatine if they were fighting against some enemies? Well, Zach, they've technically already done that. There was a book called, you might want to read this one, Star Wars Lords of Dark. I think it's like Lords of the Dark Side. It's like Lords of the Sith. And there was a moment where I believe Vader, Palpatine, and I believe like a regular, like, I think he was like a royal guard, or he was some type of guard for the Emperor. They get trapped on this forest planet, and they find themselves in a nest of Darloks. Now, for those that don't know, Darloks are those little spider creatures that Obi-Wan Kenobi fought in at the end of Episode 2. So they fall into a nest of these damn things, and so you have a moment where like Vader is like cutting a lot of these damn things out with his lightsaber, and Palpatine's shooting all his force lightning at a bunch of them, and you have the guard like on a higher list, and he's kind of shooting down, trying to give them cover. And there was a moment where it looked like Palpatine was getting a little bit overrun, and then like the Mother Darlok showed up, and Darth Vader like throws his lightsaber into its throat, ignites its lightsaber, and cuts its head off. And when they're done killing all these Darloks in the nest, there was like a moment where like Palpatine looked at Vader and he says some other lines like, there was a moment like during that whole fight where, it looked like I might actually die. I want to know, did you think about leaving me to die? And Vader like hesitantly says, well, I didn't think about it, but it was for like a moment. And then Palpatine's like, good. So it's such a weird relationship between the Sith. It's so weird because the whole point of the rule of two is that you want your apprentice to kill you, and you both know that. But Palpatine isn't like that. He's like, well, I always want to be in the master spot. I don't ever really want someone to overthrow me. But doesn't that go against the whole point of the rule two? It was such an odd moment, but yeah. What do I think of insert themes? What do you mean insert themes? Yeah, Black, if you gotta specify. What do you mean insert themes? Toy Story Dark Fate. Oh dear God. It's clear that Batman didn't wake up from the fear toxin. I'm not sure what game you're talking about, but I'm guessing it's one of the Arkham games. How about Hostel movie? Is it West of Time? Also, The Strangers only at the end was got me hyped. I don't know what movie you're talking about. Blue Flock. A Kingdom Hearts 2 remake would be a complete disaster. I doubt it. A lot of these remakes, I think that because Disney owns Kingdom Hearts, I don't think they'll let Square remake that. Like that's like the one thing the good thing that Disney probably won't do. It'd just be a waste of time. And you'd have to go through the first game to do it. I'm like, and they're not even done. Like we're not even sure when Kingdom Hearts 4 is coming out. Like that might come out like in 6 or 7 years when we're in our 40s. So I doubt they would even think about remaking that. Have I heard of the story of Steve Sullivan and Patrick? No, Black Wolf. I don't know who those are. Brian, Mission Impossible 8 is in shooting. I saw a scene at London. Yeah, I heard they were filming it right now, so I think it's safe to say don't expect to see it till sometime next year. I feel like after they finish Final Fantasy VII Remake, they'll be done. Hopefully. You know, not every game needs to be remade. The only two remakes I would be interested in is the first two Devil May Cry games. Yeah, I would agree. I agree with that. I would welcome a remake to those first two games because I really don't like the first game. That's the only Devil May Cry game I think I've only beaten once. Like Devil May Cry 2, like I don't hate Devil May Cry 2 like a lot of people. I just think it's easy. Like that game is like piss easy. Like you can beat the game in like less than 4 hours. And the villain's very, very not interesting. But it did a lot of gameplay things that were very revolutionary that a lot of people don't give that game credit for. That you wouldn't even see those kind of improvements to Devil May Cry 5. Even Devil May Cry 3 and 4 I would say Devil May Cry 2 did a few key things better than 3 and 4 did. Big time. And I still defend that. Vampire, you're still mad that Final Fantasy VII Remake was split into multiple parts because as a PlayStation 4 player, I can only experience the first part. This is a cash grab. I mean, the idea that they were taking one game and splitting it over multiple discs is a cheap idea. It's a cheap idea. So, yeah, I think that was a bad idea. Which character would I choose to be? James Bond, James Bourne, John Wick, John McClane, or John Rambo? Oh, I'd easily pick John Wick. James Bond, it's kind of boring. Jason Bourne, there's not really much to him except he's just a reasonably good fighter. John McClane is just a basic cop, and John Rambo, unless I'm out in the war zone or in the jungle, I'm not really being much use. At least John Wick is adaptable to multiple situations, and he seems by far the most skilled. Hello, Jackie boy, how you doing? Do you think that Deimos would kill a Dainaga? I don't even know what that is. I don't know what that is. Since a lot of people have problem with Final Fantasy VIII, although they'll remake it. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, it seems like they wanted to remake what was the most popular Final Fantasy, which is 7. I don't think they'll touch any other ones. And they've been teasing a remake of 7 for decades, since the PlayStation 3 period. And that's the only one I've ever heard anyone talk about remaking. So I think the other ones are safe. Do you think Mortal Kombat 1's guest characters have a hard theme, like how the first Combat Pack had all supervillains, is a good or bad strategy? I don't I don't know what you mean by heart theme. Is I mean, I have all. I mean, I bought the collector's edition, so I don't have to worry about buying the packs one by one. So I guess it's a reasonable strategy. It's not really hurting me, in my experience. What makes you think that we'll get remakes? I don't. I don't think we'll get a remake of I don't think we'll get remakes of 1 and 2. It already takes forever to get. Yeah, it's like I never I don't think we'll ever get a remake of those games ever. Insert themes or songs inserted during a certain section of a show or series. Usually this is done to give scenes more impact by using songs with lyrics which relate to the scene in question. I don't. Well, if you're talking about TV shows, I can't really comment because I don't watch TV anymore. So I'll be honest, Black Wolf, I don't really know how to answer that. Sephiroth versus Dante from Devil May Cry 1. I don't really care. I don't do versus questions anymore. I'm done with that. So I don't know. I don't know, and I don't care, and I don't want to care. If Capcom remakes Devil May Cry 1 and 2, they're going to do 3 as well, and you don't want that. I agree. I wouldn't want that either. But the fact that we haven't heard of a remake of Devil May Cry at least 1 is really surprising. They don't have to. I'll put it like this. I would be more open for a remake of 3 if they promised to add a true Virgil campaign. Like, don't get me wrong, Devil May Cry 3, it is a 10 out of 10, and the only reason it's a 10 out of 10 was because I got to play as Virgil, and Virgil's my favorite character. But, like, if they were willing to make, like, a 2-part campaign for Devil May Cry, a remake of Devil May Cry 3 that I like to play as Dante and Virgil, but they're, like, different campaigns with, like, exclusive enemies, that's something I would be up for. I think that you could make some improvement to the story to make it a little bit better. But that might be my only exception. Hostel is a horror movie. Some drunk people captured inside, torturing them buildings, trying to escape. It's an old movie. The trailer got me scared. Even the song itself. Yeah, I've still never heard of that movie. So I got nothing. You hear we might get Resident Evil 9 news at PlayStation Showcase. Okay, I'm not that interested because I haven't really heard too many good things about what a Resident Evil 9 would be, so yeah. All remakes are cash grabs whether they are good or not. Yes, but that's the gaming industry in general. I mean, they make these video games to make money. I mean, these games are expensive to make. They take a lot of time to make. They're very, very difficult. I would say video games are a lot harder to make than movies. I don't think anyone would question that. They take a lot more. So, yeah, all not just remakes, but all gaming is cash grabs because they want to make money. Diagnostics were monsters that were in A New Hope. Okay. Okay. What do I think of the PlayStation Vita? I like the PlayStation Vita. It was better than PSP. I just don't think they handled the game support well. That system should have done a lot better than it should. Because I think the PlayStation Vita was a fantastic handheld. Vamp, you weren't necessarily referring to you, but people who want a Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 remake. Who the hell wants that? I want to know who I have not heard a single person ever say they want a remake of 1 and 2. I don't think people would want a remake of 1 and 2 because of how long it would take. Like, we've already seen how long it took them to get 3 out. We don't even know what's going on with 4. And they can't even, they haven't even figured out the story. Like, why would you want to remake a game when you haven't even finished your story? Like, I can understand if they finished all the main Kingdom Hearts games and they were done and then they want to go back and remake some of the older games. That makes sense. But, like, technically this series is is over 20 years old, and you're technically there's only there's only three primary entries after 20 years, and you have a story that no one understands. Why would you want to go back and remake 1 and 2 and mess up those stories when like that's when the story was at its simplest, and it's already convoluted now? So Steve Sullivan was a hockey player who got hit in the face with a hockey stick. And that same game, Patrick Wan accidentally hit a fan. Well, Black Wolf, I don't know anything about hockey. I don't know hockey. I put it like this. I know more about the WNBA than hockey. And I don't really know anything about the WNBA except it's boring. So I can't help you with anything hockey related because I don't know anything. What do I think is the reason video game adaptations of movies and games work better than movie games adaptations of video games? Well, you can't really say that. I think you just need a good writer, perhaps? Cerberus, do you think Devil May Cry 6 is overdue? I ask this because it's already been 5 years since Devil May Cry 5 came out. I don't know if we're overdue, but like the fact that we haven't heard anything is a little surprising. I would have expected to at least hear rumors or a hint that Devil May Cry 6 was coming out. Because you have to remember, technically Devil May Cry 5 is a last-gen game, technically. So, and they just, I would imagine once we got a definitive modern Resident Evil game, we would have gotten an announcement of a Devil May Cry game. So, yeah, I don't know. I'd give it like another year before I'd be concerned. Who plays VR games anymore? I don't know. I don't know. What do you hope for Resident Evil 9? I don't, because I don't think I want to play it. G-Law is meowing like a cat. Okay. Do you think we will see Grand Theft Auto 6 in the next PlayStation Showcase? I don't know, and I don't care because I'm not a fan of Grand Theft Auto. I really am not. Like, I've played Grand Theft Auto games, but I would not say I was a fan. Like, I think I've played two Grand Theft Auto games, and that's about it. Maybe 3. But I'm like, they're okay games, but I wouldn't say they're like fun. PlayStation Vita is the Wii U of PlayStation. Actually, if you want a better comparison, the PlayStation Micro, which you probably completely forgot about, that I would say is the Wii U for PlayStation. That was a disaster. Oh my god. Oh my god, they're here. Oh my god, my life's about to get so much easier. Ooh, I'm so excited. Okay. What do I think is worse for gaming? Having an unlikable protagonist or a boring protagonist? I think having a boring protagonist is probably worse. Because you can have an unlikable protagonist and have a good cast around them, and the game still works. Like, best example I can give you off the top of my head is Horizon Forbidden West. Like, I really, really liked Aloy's character in Zero Dawn, but, like, she was an absolute bitchy character in the second game. She was not likable at all. But the cast around her were great characters. Like, the story she was in was a good story, but, like, Aloy wasn't likable. And then they threw in that DLC, like, Burning West, and they add this whole gay plot line that made no sense. And I was like, this does not, like, I don't have a problem with you making Aloy gay, but I'm like, this is coming out of nowhere when you've spent 2 whole games establishing that Aloy is, like, almost methodically focused on dealing with this world threat. And then you just throw this girlfriend on the side out of nowhere. Like, that felt weird. But yeah, definitely a boring protagonist. Because you gotta spend so much time with them. In one Star Wars comic, I think it was a bounty hunter, one Vader and Palpatine had to deal with Crimson Dawn. And when they were fighting together, Palpatine said he missed facing his enemies himself. Well, I'm not familiar with that story. Kingdom Hearts 3 sucks. I would say it's okay. I wouldn't go as far as say it sucks. It's a flawed game that took way too long to come out. Believe it or not, I did see a couple of people online who I want to wait till I hear this myself, because those games are so good on their own. There's like no reason to remake them, especially knowing how long it would take. But now he mostly lets Vader do the work. Yeah, that's kind of what Palpatine does. People want unnecessary remakes for good enough games all the time, as polished as games. But the question is, why remake it when it won't matter in a couple of years? Like, if like a lot of people don't realize this, but like there's a lot of games that are remakes. It's like, are you gonna remake them again? Like, people are talking about, oh, they should remake like Resident Evil 1, not realizing that they already remade it on the GameCube. So like, how many times can you remake a game until it's just like, what's the point? You personally think Doom 2016 had one of the worst development periods at 9 years? That could be bad, but there have been way worse. But that may have been a bad development period, but like, I think the game was worth it. Do I like Xenoblade Chronicles? No, I'm not really a fan of it. Brian, you're looking forward to buying a MacBook Pro Max 16 when it releases later. Well, I'm more of a PC. I'm more of a PC person, so I hope you're having fun with a Mac. What happened? Don't worry about it. That's a me thing. What's a PS Mac Micro? Oh dear God. Let me see if I can pull up a picture. I think it was like a PlayStation Micro. I think it was like a. I know I'm not going crazy. I'm not going crazy. Maybe I'll pull it up. I know I'm not going crazy. It was like a really, really small. I know I'm not going crazy. Wait. Oh, my mistake. It wasn't a PlayStation. It was a Game Boy Micro. I got it mixed up. My mistake. I could have sworn that was it, though. I don't know. Maybe I'm. Yeah, I don't know. This might be a little hard to see. So. Yeah, I thought that was like a PlayStation thing. Apparently, I was a Game Boy. So. Yeah, because the game they have on there is Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. So that's what that's why I thought I called it Micro. It's called Game Boy Micro. I thought it was PlayStation. So I wasn't going crazy. I was just getting it mixed up as a Nintendo console. The only Grand Theft Auto game that I really enjoyed was San Andreas. Do you think that the Commodore C? Oh dear God, this point. Dude, you're talking about a console that came out like a good 5 to 6 years before I was born. So I don't know anything about that. I don't know much about consoles that came out before I was even a sperm cell. So, did I play Evil Within? If so, what do I think about it? What were the things about it that didn't work for me? No, I thought it was a great game. I have that game. I have both Evil Withins. I like them both. I think that's a good alternate to Resident Evil. I like it. I can't really think of too much that didn't work for me because I thought it was a great game. Is the PlayStation 3 still my number one console? Yes, it is. It is still my favorite PlayStation console. So, what was my problem with Aloy Forbidden West? What made her a bad character? You guess it was her laser focus. It wasn't just that. It's that she was so focused that she kind of neglected her friends. And she was kind of she was like a bitchy character. Like, there was this one scene that stood out to me where she was trying to get through this gate. And there was like a couple guards that were just there minding their business. They like, Aloy is like trying to get through this gate in like this checkpoint, and these guards are there just to protect the gate. And she says, "Hey, open the gate." And it's like, well, we're not supposed to let anyone go past. Like, our job is to only let people who have permission to go through the gate go through. And she just threatens the guard and says, well, maybe I'll just kill you both and then open the gate anyway. I was like, where the hell is this coming from? And then, like, when her genetic, like, kind of like, she's like a clone, but like she's like a genetic sister, is like not being so helpful. She like complains about it. And then when her friends are like trying to talk her out of doing some stupid stuff, she like does it anyway, and she gets one of her friends killed. Like, it just seemed like Aloy just kind of became like a really bitchy character. Like, she was just not likable. Like, I'll say that, like, straight up. She like turned to like a straight up bitch. And like, that was the protagonist. I was like, what the? And like, it's only been like a couple of weeks between the two games. I was like, Aloy was focused, but she was a much nicer character in the first game. So I don't know where this came from. It felt out of character for her to act that way. You played Resident Evil 2 Remake, and you were right about the police department section. I absolutely hate it. Yeah, I hate that whole first section. Once you pass the police department section, the game opens up, and like, it's fantastic. Love it at that point. Absolutely love it. It was fantastic. You hate Horizon. Stop playing it since the design of the story left me at a wasteland. It's my same issue with Metal Gear Solid 5, which are the resourceful elements for building the base. Bad experience. That sucks. Also, Cyberpunk left from that. Well, I don't know. I still go back and play Cyberpunk from time to time. What do I think is the most important boss fight? Testing the player's skills, being big spectacle, or having an impact on the story? I think it depends on the type of game you want to play, because I would say that a lot of games now, they're designed to be beaten. They're not like old school, like I was like 90s, early 2000s games where you actually had to get better in order to progress. The games aren't built like that. They're meant to be beaten. So testing the player's skills, I think, is less important nowadays, because if the game's too hard, then players will be inclined to quit and move on to the next game. And you don't want to do that with your game. I mean, you can have tough games, but it can't be like too hard. And then you have a class of gamers that might like really, really hard games like that, and they get better. But I think having impact on the story, because I that's just me, because I'm a story-driven gamer. The next Resident Evil game I'm going to play is 5. Okay, Cerberus, well, have fun with 5. How can you confuse a Game Boy with a PlayStation? Well, if you remember, actually, there was a time where Sony did want to make a console with Nintendo, So, you could say that. Is it too soon for Horizon 3? I don't think it's too soon. I just think that Guerrilla Games is going to work. I think they want to do something else and then come back to it. PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5? I think, put it like this. I would pick the PlayStation 4 Pro over 5. Because the only thing that 5 has over 4, or the Fit 4, I would say the Pro 4, is haptic feedback, and not enough games use that. But I will say, the fact that the 5 is backwards compatible is a major plus, because for whatever reason 4 was not compatible at all, which I would say is like the biggest flaw to me that the PlayStation 4 as a whole had, was that it was just straight up not backwards compatible, which was a major mistake. Which video game do you think a spin-off with a subtitle, Unchained, would work best with? I don't know. Do you think Wolverine could kill... I don't know what that is. Black Wolf, I do not know what that is. Which game made me rage when it comes to difficulty? Oh, dear God. Rage. Rise of Ronin. I only got through like 30 minutes of that game and I quit. I was just like, yeah, this is not going to work for me. Which was upsetting because that was my most anticipated game of the year. And I'm already, like, once I'm done with Stellar Blade, which I should be like in another day, or heck, maybe in a few hours, then I have no more games for the year. And that game was like just frustratingly overly complicated, and it made me rage, maybe quit. So that's the most recent one. You enjoyed Claire's campaign a lot more than Leon's, and you're just being honest. That's understandable. I got no complaints there. Have I ever heard of the Pocket Station? It's technically the first portable PlayStation. It acts as a memory card for the PlayStation 1 and alarm clock. I was not aware of that. Brian, I don't like the police section when you play as it from Story B. Mr. X freaking annoys and he's heart mode on the story. Yeah, I could perfectly understand why that would frustrate some people. You wish the PlayStation 4 was backwards compatible. I would have loved to play Metal Gear Solid Rising. Oh yeah, absolutely. Then I could have gone back and played so many PlayStation 3 games. Do you wish the PlayStation 5 had custom background themes? Yeah, that's another thing that, like, I'm surprised we don't have. Like, the PlayStation 5 has been out for, like, what, 2, almost 3 years? And we don't have customizable backgrounds. Like at least, like, you could customize, like, I used to make my own themes. Like, I had a program, I might still have it, that I could actually create my own PlayStation 3 themes. Yeah, I didn't necessarily need that with the PlayStation 4, but, like, at least there was, like, they had, like, customizable themes also. But, like, the fifth one has completely removed that, and it's, like, 3 years, and there's been, like, no indication that they're going to bring that back. It's kind of annoying. So, yeah, I wish it had them. Brian, I don't like to do something not part of the plot, and the game forces me to do it and more focus on it. Not care much game plot for Metal Gear Solid 5. Well, that's why I didn't really play it. So, yeah. A is a Monster Hunter World. I know nothing about Monster Hunter. I literally, that's another gaming franchise I don't know anything about. I think it's owned by Capcom, and that's about it, but, like, I know nothing about it. Have I played... What? Vamp, I hope you're joking. Have I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories on PlayStation 1 after I just did a video talking about my top 10 favorite video game soundtracks, and Forbidden Memories is on there, and I also did a video going over my top 5 PlayStation 1 games, in which I do believe that's number 3 or 4. Of course I've played Forbidden Memories. What kind of question is that? Is Ground Zero as bad as Phantom Pain? I don't know. I played that once a long time ago, and I don't really remember my experience with it. You still got that screen recording from... I am not Cerberus. I have no idea what you're talking about. I do not know what you're talking about. There is no MK1 stream. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never streamed Mortal Kombat 1. I wouldn't be crazy enough, especially on YouTube. I would never do that. Have I played a Super Robot Wars game? Now that an English patch for Super Robot, I've never heard of. I've never heard of Super Robot Wars. Never heard of it. You wasn't joking, but thanks anyway. Okay, it's just like I mean, I don't mean to come at you. It's just I spoke about this game 2 times recently, so yeah. Do you like or have I played Hogwarts Legacy? Yes, I love Hogwarts Legacy. Yes, I've played it, and yes, I've reviewed it. Brian, Madonna's song used for Deadpool and Wolverine got me at the right mood with the movie plot. I saw Ant-Man skeleton, and it was a huge that camo from Logan comic. Yeah, okay. The way you scream was the funniest. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never... What are you talking about? I've never streamed Mortal Kombat 1. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never streamed that game on YouTube. I would never do something like that. If I was going to stream that, it'd be on Twitch. So you must be talking like an old stream from months ago. You must be. I must have missed the references. Do I like Metallica? No, not really. That's a band before my time, so I can't really say that. And we got 7 more minutes till the mystery stream, and I'm pretty excited for this one. I'm really excited. I think you guys are gonna like this one. It's an all-time great. And I'm doing it from the PlayStation 4 Pro, so hopefully the stream should be really, really smooth. So yeah. Goodbye, Brian. Good night. Take care. All right. Thanks, Block, for stopping by. Did I get into Michael Jackson before he died? Oh yes, big time. Oh yeah. If so, how did his death affect me? I was hurt. I was very hurt. I was really excited to see him do his This Is It tour. Michael Jackson, I would say this. Michael Jackson's probably the only artist I know who has a song for every type of mood. That's something like Linkin Park. Like Linkin Park, I only listen at certain points of while I'm in certain moods. Like Michael Jackson's got a song for every mood. Like every mood. Like if I'm in a happy mood, I'll listen to this. If I'm in a sad mood, I'll listen to this. If I'm in a pissed off mood, I'll listen to this. If I'm in a depressed mood, I'll listen to this. If I need to get pumped up, I'll listen to this. Like there's never a period during my day where I can't find a reason not to listen to a Michael Jackson song. And there's a lot of Michael Jackson songs that most people don't even know about, or that I think are just seriously underrated. They're fantastic songs. Super Robot Wars is a Fire Emblem style RPG created. Okay. So what are we streaming? Some shooter game? Yeah, I would say it's a shooter. Am I teasing the audience? Maybe. I'm just saying, I think I think that if the stream is really smooth, which it should be since I just tested it out less than an hour ago, I think some people will really like the game. I don't think any of you are going to figure out what it is in like the next 4 minutes. It sucks that MJ died before he got to his last performance. Yeah, that did suck. Very much. That sucked. I mean, I saw the This Is It thing in theaters, and it looked like it would have been a really good show. Resident Evil 5? No, we already did that. Nah. No one's gonna figure it out. You might as well just give up trying to figure it out. Just enjoy these last 4 minutes. Unless you guys got some more questions or video ideas so I can start working on content next Monday. Because Monday, I'll pretty much just be working on my Stellar Blade review. And then other things. So if you guys got anything else, might as well throw them out now. I know you did, yeah, but I wasn't a mystery then. I promise you, it's not Resident Evil 5. I promise you that. Also, what's the first game you made that made me jump and scream? I wouldn't say jump and scream, but like the first game I was generally scared of, probably Resident Evil 4 when I played it for the first time on the PlayStation 2, because that was my introduction to Resident Evil. So, I wasn't really used to playing scary games. If MJ was still alive, do I think he would still be making music? Oh no, he'd be retired by now. Oh, big time. Ooh, dear God. Ooh. Plus almost mid 60s to almost 70-year-old Michael? Yeah, he would have been way retired by then. Worst to best female characters updated. In what franchise? You can't just say worst to best female characters and not give me a franchise. I mean, there's a lot of female characters. What am I rating them in? The Chainsaw Man in Resident Evil 4 just screams childhood trauma. Yeah. You should. Did you ever get a chance to test out that, chainsaw controller that came with I think it was either only exclusive on the GameCube, but I do think they made a PlayStation version of that. Is it Resident Evil or Mass Effect? Oh, it's neither of those. Oh no. The mystery game I got is a better franchise. In my opinion, I think it's a better franchise than both of those. Actually, well, yeah, I'd say it's better than most of the games in the other franchises. You want that chainsaw controller so badly? Well, you probably could get it on eBay if you really wanted it. We got one more minute. Dead Space? No, it's not Dead Space. Not this time. Nope, it is not. I'm just randomly guessing Max Payne 3. That's a very good guess, but that is absolutely something I would love to stream one day. That's a very good guess. It's kind of close, to be fair. Atmosphere-wise, it's kind of close. Atmosphere-wise. Andromeda, no. Metal Gear Solid 4, unfortunately, we still have not figured out how to stream on the PlayStation 3 yet. The day we figure that out, then I might stream Metal Gear Solid 4. But we haven't figured that out. 007, no. Although I do have Everything or Nothing on the PlayStation 2, and I would love to know how to stream that game. Because I think I've been I don't know, I haven't beaten it, but a lot of people say that's the best 007 game under GoldenEye. And we got less than a minute. Alright. Just getting everything ready. You think you know what it is? Really, Service? Well, you got 30 seconds to guess, because I doubt you'll figure it out. Let's see. You got 30 seconds. Tell me what you think it is. Because I don't think anyone's going to figure out what it is. Oh, okay. Tell me this much. What is the first letter in the game? You can say that. Is it in my 10 out of 10 club? Well, we're out of time, so I'll just jump right into the game, and I will see you guys in about a minute. Oh, Bye!